That's why I'm like, we as women, we just need to learn how to bring each other up and support and not push each other down in the dirt, and actually like stop looking for excuse to hurt people. Start looking for excuse to make somebody's day and make them smile, okay? Because if we just start with ourselves in like a small group of people that we even know. Hello my girlies, it's Anastasia Ark. Today video is going to be just talking video, and I'm going to talk a little bit about feminine energy, what it means to me, and what kind of tips I have to tell you. And I've been watching a couple of YouTubers also doing that topic, so I'm gonna go ahead and link them down below so you can check them out. They talk about a little bit more in depth, and they talk about celebrities as well, you know, being their feminine selves, and what kind of tips and secrets they've got. And let's get into the video. So today one of the things I wanted to talk about is keeping things to yourself, keeping your successes to yourself. So why we talk about that? Because in reality, if you look around, you see how many actual friends you've got and how many people actually wishing you the best, and how many percentage of people probably would not be happy if you pulled up in a new car. Even if you're pregnant, guys, you would be even surprised then. There's some people who would not be happy because there's other things that on their mind, and they would assume that they would be first, or whatever it is. Things, successes to yourself, so you don't end up sharing with people and being disappointed because their reaction is not the reaction maybe you would expect, or it would be even worse because people would end up hating you because you're gotten something that they don't have. But for you, you know, yes, I work hard and I take that money from my paycheck and I pay it, and because I know I can, or let's see, it's I make a decision for it to do it, and they don't, and they just choose to hate and sit there and look around
And be like, I don't think that you deserve.
But the main thing is that for you to keep it more positive for yourself in your life, and keep it positive in their life also. And I absolutely agree with that. It's just literally don't share certain things. If people see and they ask you, you can say like, you know, something neutral. You don't need to get in depth. Another thing that I notice about myself, that you don't need to explain yourself why you've got something. You just have it. This is yours and you've got it. This is something that maybe you saved up, maybe you got it a present from your loved one. Maybe you just, you know, like one day went to the store and randomly you're like, you know what, I want to spoil myself.
Whatever the reasoning is, you don't have to explain yourself, guys. That's what I've caught myself doing, is trying to explain people why I have something. Like, there's no point of you doing that. Literally, don't do that. Like, no need.
Carry yourself right. It's absolutely right. Is the way you carry yourself. The people don't need to question you. They look at yourself. They look at you, and like, you could be a mystery to somebody, and they can just see your fruits that, you know, you worked hard for, and that's it. That's all they need to see. There's no need for them to you know, being the first ones to know when something is just starting up for you. It's important to be with, you know, with your crew and with the people, you know, you love and positive, and share with them things that you've been creating or doing. But if you know those people are positive people, they are people who are going to give you more of an encouragement in life, of a positivity, then you know, it's gonna be jealousy or, you know, some ignorance. And this is what I'm like, literally thing that I always think about when I get something. I don't want to right away like be like in people's face and be like, oh, here, look what I've got, you know. I just go place and I see people looking or asking me, you know, like, but you know, like what I notice also, people ask me, they're like,
is this real? even if it wouldn't be real, why would anybody ask, is this real? Like, I just feel like
We as women, just the best thing, like, trust me, men don't care if it's a real thing or not. They probably don't even think that whatever you're wearing is $3,000. The only people care is other women, because, well, there is some men who would, because they're in fashion and they see and they care, but most of the time men are not gonna look at your bag and be like, oh, she got Michael Kors, guys. Like, this not a girl you want to go out. Like, you just go only for the Louis Vuitton, girl, Gucci. Like, this is no, no guy thinks like that. Only girl thinks like that. Like, and only girls ask, is this real? Like, come on, people. Like, it's really like not a question you want. Another thing is, when you buy a car, probably don't tell people right away, don't post things about that you've got a new vehicle, because let me tell you, you need time with something that you like on your own, with yourself, on your own. Okay, get happy with it, drive it around, spend time with it, and only then maybe, like, post it, because right away, unless that's what you want to get the reaction, some people can be, oh, like, yeah, congratulations if they have a nice car, and if they have the same mentality, they understand, like, okay, right now I have this nice car, in 3 years I can have another nice car. But if they don't, and they just have their, like, car that they have for like 10 years, and they just not happy with it, the only thing they're gonna look,
they'd be like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure your dad bought it for you, or like your husband got it for you.
there is interesting something, like, this mystery about being feminine, and not be like, in femininity it's also being classy, and being like carrying yourself with grace, and that you don't need to like shout, oh, I arrived, guys, or like laugh very loudly so people look at you and be like, oh, who is this girl? They're not gonna look at it like that, trust me. They're not going to look at, who is this princess just arrived. They're gonna be like, who's this big mouth just walked in, like, being all rude and loud, um, femininity and grace, and like, just carrying yourself right is what, like, I believe it's the key, honestly, because then you really don't need to prove anybody nothing, because you're not shouting, you don't give people room to discuss your things, your plans, what their opinions on you, especially if it's negative opinions. Opinions can destroy you if you allow them to destroy you. If you just let's say people say it and you're like, oh, great, that's your opinion, thank you very much, I'm gonna go on with my life. If you go on more like that, it's gonna just get easier for you to hear other people when they decide to share with you their opinion.
Same thing using your social media, right? As a when you're just trying to show people this lavish life or a certain type of life, right? There's some art in knowing when to not just post your belongings, which are expensive, and actually put some thought to being an actual human being and show people you and your more of in depth your soul than just like a financial layer of this life that people
People are actually getting tired of. Yes, how much can I look as you have this, oh, okay, this is nice, oh, this shoe's nice, okay, this is nice. And like, I can go to Gucci.com and look at pictures of models posing next to cars, and that's gonna be the same effect. Interesting. And don't show off your things, because there's more haters than there's people who actually will be happy for you, to be honest. I don't know why I'm doing this part, because I haven't finished with this. I'm just talking, pretty much. I'm just talking. So yeah, with the friends, talking about friends, like for me, my experience, to be honest, is having as how many friends I've gotten ever. Um, don't give all yourself to friend. You have to do it at least 50-50. And if you do it 100, it's like both ways perfect. But if at least you do 50-50, don't just always drive your friends. Don't just always try to pay for your friends. Don't just always come over to their house. They gotta also volunteer and wanting to pay and wanting to, give you some money for gas. Why I'm saying it like that? Because there's different generations who are watching me. um, it gotta be equal. Like in a relationship, we're talking about we want to be 100 and 100, but we even start with equal, okay, and then go on like more and more and more. Because when people just they don't even know how to do 50, they hear 100, and for them it's like it's, more than farther than the sky, and it's like something they never even imagined in their life. Start with the 50, putting in with your friends and your relationships, and then slowly progress for more, and then you're going to see progression, at least something, start with something like that. But for me, just seeing with the friendship how much, let's see, even I was giving in, and maybe some friends of mine were giving in, and maybe I wasn't giving for them, because it's always goes like in a circle. It's never just you are the only one giving, and then no, trust me, there's somebody from a side who's getting exact same, being treated exact same way, because you are treating them that, and we just don't notice. And it is full circle, 100%, because we choose who we giving attention to, and we choose who we ignore, and we ignore people too. We see when we are walking, when we're walking our dog, or when we go to the same place, when we're getting coffee. Yeah, maybe coffee, yeah, maybe coffee and food place you're nice, because they taking care of your drinks or foods. But when you coming somewhere where those people cannot affect you somehow, you just open your mouth and you say whatever you want. No, it's just if you're if I'm saying it like that, then I gotta just live by what I'm saying right now, right? I can't just come out right now and start yelling at somebody, some lady, because whatever reasoning. No, it's just not right. If I'm preaching it, if I'm saying it, then I just have to live by the same words that I say. Damn, it's already 14 minutes. Work on your aura. Work on you guys. Your heart, right? That's pretty much what we're talking about, like working on your heart and how you project yourself in the world, how you carry yourself as a woman, as a feminine energy, right? Because feminine energy is actually very, very important. We can lift the men up and we can put the men down, right? Or anybody, or other women, or like we can absolutely do that in a snap of our finger. And that's scary, but it's very important for us to know that we can do that and use it in a positive way, in a nice, sweet, supportive, empathizing way towards each other. Because if you know me, you know how I am, and I'm not saying it, and I live by it. And even if we get angry, it's not an excuse to be like, that's how I am. It's just excuses. And you have to stop. You have to stop giving yourself excuses to be angry and mean and snappy at girls, at boys, at just like your parents, in your life overall. And it's a lot of it is in the feminine energy, to keep being patient and keeping yourself right and keeping yourself straight, and keeping yourself clean-minded in a way of how you're treating others. And if that human being is also important to you, not only your family and your friends, but also everybody around you, it's to have that grace, in your heart, and just being a more happy, positive person. It just does help a lot. And in this world, we need that, especially right now. We always needed it, especially right now. It's like a reminder for us to, hey, you know, try better. Try better, you know. And another thing that I wanted to talk to you about is keeping it interesting. What I'm talking about, and I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more with the girls, with their boyfriends or husbands. Girls, we just got to keep it interesting. Don't be wearing the same t-shirts, same sweats constantly. Change it up. Even if you're right now and like you have to be home and you like more limited on coming out and going places.
Keep it interesting. I'm talking about with your style. I'm talking about with your makeup. I'm talking about your hair. You know, food. You know, maybe like movie nights, even date, just like a date, and then you dress up somehow. You know, like different than usual. Things like that are very, very important, especially in the relationship, in your marriage. It's very important for you not to forget that you got to keep it interesting. Just you have to change up, especially with your hair and your appearance and your looks and your makeups and like how you even make, like just put your hair. If you always straighten it, curl it. If you always curl it, do the opposite, cut it, you know, color it. I don't know, like do your makeup different. You have been doing lines, start doing a little bit more of a light eyeshadow. You know, you have never done lipstick, start doing lipstick. Like, you know, with your style, same thing. Never worn like a pretty lingerie, start wearing pretty lingerie. Never worn like cute pajamas, start wearing cute pajamas to bed. Like, do things that, you know, not only going to make your partner happy, but also going to make you happy. And that's where going to be raising your feminine energy, is when you look at yourself and you can look at yourself and be like, okay, this is what I want to change in myself or work on that, you know, and like try to, you know, I'm talking about not just like, I'm not talking about fillers. I'm not talking about things like that that you just you know, want to perfect in yourself and you run to the doctors to be like, okay, put this, put that for me. No, number one is start loving yourself who you are. You have smaller breasts, it's okay. Smaller breasts are pretty as well. You have bigger breasts, great. People love that. You have bigger butt, awesome. There's so many people love bigger butts. You have smaller butt, that's great as well. Then you can, you know, you're petite. You can, you know, fit into more clothing. There's so many things like that you don't think about. People complain with bigger butts. People complain with smaller butts.
Number one is learning to love yourself. When you carry yourself that you love yourself, then it's literally shows in you. You walk in the room, nobody needs to announce you. You're here. Your presence is here. Your feminine presence is here. People feel feminine presence. I feel feminine presence. You feel feminine presence. If you tell me that you never like were standing in a line and some beautiful girl walked in, opened the door, and you just somehow were drawn to turn your face around, look your head around, look at her and be like, in your mind, beautiful. You don't have to be like staring. You can be like, beautiful. Turn around, go on your day, go with your day, you know. Unless you're a hater and the only thing you can do is hate, then don't hate, just appreciate, right? It's just, that saying is not like from just came from a sky, you know, oh, don't hate, appreciate. It's for reasons, because people have been hating way too much and they don't appreciate beauty. They don't appreciate that. Really, guys, like for me, it's beauty is natural. For me, beauty is grace. For me, beauty is patience. For me, beauty is being your feminine self. And I think that's the secret in it. And you can really move the mountains by being feminine, by being, you know, patient, by being not yelling. And that's what I learn every day. I learn how to be more feminine in a way of not yelling in arguments, keeping myself straight and right, because it's very easy to you know, lower yourself very to the ground and start being the worst version of yourself and yelling, throwing things around. But it's very hard to be patient. It's very hard to keep yourself straight. It's very hard to be content in that moment. But that's my goal, to get to the point to keep myself content. You got it. You know, I can, you know, keep myself straight, pretty much. Yeah, so
that's what I'm learning every day, and you know, I'm coming out with this video because I really want you guys to, you know, try to get on that road as well with me, because I see the results, I see the fruits of that, and it works. And I see the results when you tell people all your secrets, and you tell people all your wins, and how to win, and how to do something, and your ideas, and people just either hate on it or don't appreciate you sharing, and they don't appreciate your successes at all, or they're trying to steal your ideas. And really, that's not what we want to do. We don't want anybody stealing our ideas or trying to hate on it, or disappoint, or even like make us feel like we can never do that.
Ideas, and if you want to do something, you can do it. You just have to really work hard on your passion. You really have to work hard. You cannot skip. If you know that for you to get here, you need to do A, B, C, D, E. You do those steps, learn those apps you need to do for what your passion is. Spend that money. If like work a little bit more, save your money, spend the money on your passion. You have to spend money on your passion. You have to, guys. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work that you just want to do it, and then nothing you will spend and the money will come. No, you will have to spend your money. You will have to spend your time. You will have to spend your time researching, figuring out things. It's just that's how it works. Like lately, doing some things that I've really been always talking about, that I'm really passionate about, and I started actually doing it in action, and it really brought me so much joy. And I was like, it's true, like that's what I'm talking about, and that's truly what I want to do. If that's what bringing me that joy and happiness, and when I'm doing it in action, I'm like, oh, I see the results, I see I see the fruits of what I wanted to do, and I do it, and it does give me that joy. You don't think about anything that you might have spend your time. You just like enjoy of happiness that happened, and you feel like complete. In that little small puzzle piece, you feel complete, and then you do more of those, and you're gonna feel more complete and more complete and more complete. Either it's you wanted to help children, either it's you wanted to help animals, either you wanted just to help elderly people, either you wanted to help people open businesses, teach them something, support them in something. Either you do give loans or whichever, either you like help with advices. If you're just being that positive influence in somebody's life, that's just so great. I'm super happy for you, because if you see that fruits of that positive influence, it just motivates you to do more and be more of that. And I always say light will overshine the darkness, and goodness is always gonna win of any evil, because God is good, and we all know it. And I live by it, and I learn how to live by it every single day, and I believe it truly through my core and my heart, through every vein in my body, that Jesus Christ's blood is running through my veins, and I am God's child, and I've been cleansed by Jesus Christ's blood from all the sins, and I'm here for purpose, and you're here for a purpose, to share His word, to be His light, and that's we all tidying up to being supportive to each other, to love each other, to be in each other's lives, to be light in each other's lives, and if your fellow girlfriend is opening something, or she's having idea to do this or that, support, be there for her, because you don't know if in 2 years, in 1 year, she's gonna become this famous, and then you never been there for her, you never like supported in her dreams, and if you know about her dreams, if she's sharing with you her dreams,
don't be that person who's not gonna be on that ride with her. Be the person who's gonna be sitting on the first seat, next to her. Be that friend, And if you feel like it's honest from your heart, then 100% absolutely do that. If you feel like you're not being genuine, then of course don't do that. But only if you feel like you're genuine, and this is your friend, and you just, you know, hop on a ride, because truly you don't know when it's gonna, where it's gonna park, and what kind of benefits and fruits and things it's gonna bring for you guys to be together. And it's just, she's going to be only more and more grateful, and you might gain some experience from that. You might gain some fruits from that as well, which is so amazing when you go in journey of life together with your friends, and you know, you guys create something together, or you even create memories. It's just so amazing.
Yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to talk to you about is, you know, feminine energy, and just to, you know, keep your things to yourself. Share only with people who you truly trust and know the positive influence, you know, and be that positive influence, be that beautiful feminine energy, positive. Keep yourself with grace, guys, and I love you so much. You're gorgeous, beautiful, sweet souls. I really love you. Comment down below if you enjoy this kind of videos, talks about us girls and how we can become better every single day. Love you. God bless you. Bye.